You know, guys, I don't do a lot of reading publicly, and there's a reason for that. There's just so many people that want to sit around and just read, and I don't do that. I give other people an opportunity. I give them the opportunity. Now, today I'm going to be filming some different locations, I believe. Um, I needed to get out just a little bit, and I'm going to be adjusting my camera because I am doing some different situations. Today, I grabbed my Bible, and I just feel like God has something to say to you. He really does. And it's not just maybe in your quiet time or your daily devotional. Now, I don't want to say anything about daily devotionals. I think going, you know, one book of the Bible all the way through the year, and there is something about reading the Bible together. I think it's important. It is um, a feeling of togetherness. It's togetherness. Now, I want to talk to you just a second about my screen. And I don't ramble, but this is not just a YouTube channel. This is informational. It's educational. You know, there's so much in the media that it's just out there. People are constantly posting stuff on the internet and in the news. Does it need to be out there? I don't know. I don't know. They're making stuff up. But I want to let you know, this is not made up. The other day, I saw something on my phone, and I was like, oh, I don't think I have cleaned that since I got it. And I went to take the screen protector off of my phone because I'm filming from my phone. And if you look real close, I'm trying to see, I think there's one right here over this area. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, it's over this way. There's a crack in my screen protector. I was like, I don't think this is supposed to do this. I just kind of peeled it off a little bit. I was being very gentle with it, and it crumpled like tissue paper. I was like, oh, is this supposed to do this? And I didn't think so. I talk about my son, and I'm really hoping that I'll get a chance to maybe bring him on here and let you see who I'm talking about. He has lots of stuff going on. He's a coach, and it's constantly something in coaching world with whatever thing that they have going on, the students have going on, the faculty and staff and the coaching team, and there's just a lot going on all the time. And I grew up around coaches, all right? I grew up around them, so I knew what coaching life was about. But the crack in my screen protector, to me, it's not a big deal. It's not. When I wanted to take some portraits, some self-portraits the other day, I don't take pictures of other people. You know, I know about going through the proper channels and having them sign a release saying that they have given me permission and all of that to photograph them. And I've been trained in that as a professional photographer. And the same law applies to a professional videographer, filmmaker. It applies the same way. You're supposed to have a release on anyone that you film. Now, if you want to know more about those releases, there is a school that you can go to. I went to school and got educated in that, and it was a 4-year university. I don't consult with people about that, but I am telling you, I do know what you can get people to do. Will he agree? I don't know. It just depends on the moment. All right. Depends on what he's got going on. He's really funny. He likes comedy, and finding a Christian comedian is difficult. But he grew up around Christian com- comedians. We had a former pastor that I know he probably remembers, but he's doing that kind of stuff now too. But my son was around that. So back to, and I'm not scripting this. I mean, I got in the vehicle and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Where am I going? And I drove past where I was thinking about going to, and I was like, wait a minute, no, this would be a better location. I haven't filmed this one lately. So when I say lately, that might have been yesterday, or you know what I'm saying. Time is relative, and I just bounce around. But I am a grandmother of 10, and I've told you all about that. Now, these are my readers, and I'm really thinking I might need to just put my readers on when I'm reading, because this is really blurry what I'm seeing right now. And the clouds are kind of overcast. It's really pretty out here. I love all types of seasons. And I'm going to show you some video of that too. When will it get to you? I don't know. But I have communicated with Portugal this morning. And who did I talk to yesterday? Oh, I talked to Portugal, another group in Portugal yesterday. And let's see. I've communicated with Italy. I communicate with the UK. Let's see who else. And of course the United States, and that's just here. That's home. But I want to let you all know too that I've been thinking about and praying. Everything I do, I pray about. But I'm thinking about changing the name of my YouTube. I guess it's the handle. But I keep thinking, it was such a great name to begin with. It's Charlotte hyphen U5K. And when it popped up that one was available, I was like, well, I'm Charlotte. I had changed my name to my first name. I quit going by my middle name. And it was such a good transition time to do that. And when I say transition, that's like a change of the season. And I started this YouTube channel as, turning 60 years old. It's time to do something different. Time to actually move forward in what I feel God is wanting me to do. Not because the kids need it. When I say kids, my children. Not because I've always put them first. And I never did put my career first. I never did. I said, God, if you give me children, I promise I will dedicate them to you. And they will come first. They will not ever be behind my friends, behind my family, behind my career. And you say your family, yeah. Because I considered any child that came from my womb, that he placed in my womb, as my responsibility. Not my family's responsibility, but my responsibility. And I'm going to prayerfully get to that topic, because the thought did come to my mind this morning when I was having a little bit of quiet time. It's not quiet very often for me, but I have to find it. But I always said, my children, I will know what they're needing. And I have. I knew when my children were feeling anxious. I knew they were hungry. I knew they were sleepy. I knew they were thirsty. I knew when it was time for them to go sit on the bench, or it was time to pull them off the field. And I'm talking about in sports. I knew. I was like, that one there needs to go to the stands with mom, because mom has the snacks, mom has the hydration, mom has whatever she needs or he needs right here. I had their little first aid kit. They knew it. And I just rubbed my nose, and it was just itching just a little bit. But I had tissues. I kept toilet paper, toilet tissue with me. That's how not controlling, but how prepared I was. I was like, well, if we get stranded on the road somewhere, if we get stranded, what if we go in to a roadside place where you can go in and stretch your legs and go to the restroom and they don't have toilet paper? What if they don't have that? And I've been trained to always be prepared. And like I told you, an Army JAG. And he was retired at that point when I was growing up. But he retired, I'm trying to think. I don't remember what age I was. I was little. And he retired, but my grandmother was around. I lived next door. My entire life, I lived next door. And her sister was married to an Army JAG. JAG. And we got trained to make sure we had what we needed. And we got trained in survival skills. If you got lost, and we lived out in the country at that point, and if we got lost, we would know how to stand in one place and get our bearings, to be able to read, to know what time it was. Read the signs, which way the moss was facing on a tree. And that is confusing, especially as a child. I got taught how to build a campfire. So I am very much into survival. And not being a survivalist, but being a survivor. I am. Today's the day I didn't put makeup on. I knew I was going out today, and I would be out in the sun, whatever diluted sun we have right now, because it is overcast here. But I knew that sunscreen was part of that. I put on moisturizer, and then I put my sunscreen on. So no, I did not put any other makeup on. I also was raised by a granddad, and he was next door. My papa was next door. And he said, God tells you what to do. He tells you what to do. If you listen to him, you'll be taken care of. You will have exactly what you need. You don't have to depend on the government. You don't have to depend on family. You don't have to depend on friends. But you will have what you need. He went through the Great Depression, and he was a member of the Civilian Conservation Corps. I'm rather proud of that. Now, that was a government program, a part of the Works Progress something other, the WPA. It was part of that. And he went out and he cut timber. He cut timber. And he learned how to survive. The survival training, when you go out and work around timber, which is out in the woods, that's a big deal. Getting lost, you don't want to do. We have people that I saw in the news, was it yesterday? He wasn't that far away from home when they found his body. But this was a long time after he disappeared. And you don't want to be one of those. You don't want to go off by yourself and just disappear. Now, I have my phone with me, and I am recording right now on that phone. But my children know how to get me. If there's an emergency, they know how to get me. I don't just disappear. I kind of have this little territory that I go to right now, and I let them know. Text messaging, instant messenger. I do let my children know where I'm at. And I have talked to you about having a soulmate. He knows where I'm at all the time. He knows when I forget to breathe.